Hello again, I am Blunty, and according to Trust Me Bro types and anonymous sources and whatnot, Scuttlebutt is a fistful of games that are right now console exclusive on Xbox, like Hi-Fi Rush, and Sea of Thieves, and Starfield. And even the upcoming Indiana Jones game, which hasn't even been released at all yet, but was announced as a console Xbox exclusive. It's claimed that Microsoft is rethinking that approach. It's claimed that Microsoft has recently made investments into lots more PlayStation 5 dev kits to support the development efforts of bringing these games, and who knows what else, multi-platform. According to sites like The Verge, a new multi-platform approach for certain Xbox games is emerging inside Microsoft, we're told, with the company weighing up which titles will remain exclusive and others that will appear on Switch or PlayStation 5 in the future. One has to imagine when they say Switch, they mean the Switch successor, because this is the last year of the Switch's life. It's a dead console at this point. It's sad, we love it, but it's going to go bye-bye. But this news, well, actually it's not even news. These rumors about previously, Xbox console exclusive titles, like the critically acclaimed Starfield here, going multi-platform, being made available to PlayStation users, is making certain self-proclaimed Xbox fanboy influencer types freak all the way out and lose their damn minds. Or what little mind a console loyalist fanboy has to begin with, because let's face it, attitudes like that and people who form parasocial bonds with corporate branding are hardly in possession of the most spectacularly powerful meat computers known to humanity. And again, none of this is even confirmed yet. It's just rumors. It's scuttlebutt. Xbox big guy Phil Spencer has only said, "We've been planning a business update event for next week." This tweet is his first one that's not a retweet in a month, and the context leaves us to guess that it is apparently in response to the drongos freaking out about the future of Xbox with less console exclusives on the table. And all of it is just bonkers to me. Anyone, any real gamer, if we want to play gatekeeper here with terms, any properly passionate gamer, anyone who cares about games as an entertainment medium, the world's largest entertainment industry, anyone who plays games, enjoys games, uses games as part of their regular life and as social lubricant and bond, as an escape, even as content to entertain or inform others, anyone who can claim the self-descriptive title of a gamer, who also thinks that games that exclusively can only be enjoyed if you also buy a specific brand's proprietary hardware is all a good thing, is and I'm sorry about this, but anyone who thinks that is a complete moron. People such as Clobriel here, I'm just going to call him Clob because Clob really is a mouthful of a moniker. I've got no idea how to pronounce it. So Clob here, they're supposedly a well-known personality in Xbox brand slave circles. I've got no idea who they are, quite frankly. But, 158,000 followers on Twitter, that ain't nothing. And they post basically exclusively about Xbox stuff, but they're having a bit of a tantrum, threatening on forums posts to shut down their whole ass account and disappear into the ether, and just spending hours upon hours doing nothing but freaking out on Twitter about these rumors. Risk it for the biscuit, a fellow Aussie, who I think I actually met a whole bunch of years ago at a con, but he's behind the Xbox Infinite podcast, if you ever come across that. He was so upset about rumors about Starfield not being Xbox console exclusive anymore, he nearly broke down into tears. In a video he posted to Twitter and claiming these rumors, who has an inside source on, are so upsetting he had to stay off social media for the whole rest of the day just to process it.
It does seem like Starfield is going to PlayStation. It does seem like there's conversations about Indiana Jones. This seems like it's true. The people I'm talking to would know, and yeah, I initially woke up this morning and was like, dude, everyone calm down, this is a rumor, but it's I think this is true, guys. So it means a lot of things, right? And there's a lot of aspects. I'm still processing this.
What does it even mean? You're still processing it? Mate, touch some bloody grass. You're getting all wet-eyed about news of a rather, frankly, poorly received video game, which already exists on 2 platforms, maybe going to a 3rd platform. And here you are, in public, acting like you just got news that your dog was just diagnosed with brain cancer. Still processing it, mate, come on. Come on, please, for the love of all that is holy in the land, come on. But there's more.
Now, the best way for them to go about doing this, if they're going to do this, would have been to have had a Pro or, their Xbox Series XX or whatever the hell they're going to call it, and release a more powerful piece of hardware to say, hey, yeah, you can play these games over here, but this is the most powerful place to play them.
This is what we call copium. There's already a more powerful place to play your favorite Microsoft published games if that's what you want. It's called PC. It's been around for a while. You might have heard of it. And releasing a new, slightly more powerful Xbox console, Xbox XX or whatever the bloody hell you called it, is not going to magically make Xbox's hardware platform successful or sell 3 times better than it is already. Because last I heard, that's how far behind sales on PlayStation now. It's like outselling 3-1, right? Somebody double check me on that? But the Xbox platform is already not selling well, and the Series X is already more powerful than the PlayStation 5 at a raw hardware level. And it's not a secret of the industry that consoles, the core hardware itself, is not a highly profitable part of the business. In fact, it's a well-known thing that at least for the first few years of consoles' lives, they are commonly sold at or below cost as loss leaders. They lose money on every one they sell. But the attachment rate of games and subscription services, and to a lesser extent accessories, is where the profit is. Oh, but you bet we're not done yet.
Conversely, if PlayStation launches a Pro and they're dropping their exclusives over on PlayStation, there's no reason to have an Xbox. That's a bit of pill to swallow.
Yeah, that's a good thing, mate. There should be no requirement to have one brand's hardware to play a video game. That's the poison of the industry that's always been there, and it has infected your mind, mate. Console exclusivity is not a good thing for you, the end user. It has never been a good thing. Not for us, the gamers. The only reason, and I mean literally the only reason, outside of needing it as a content creator, because I need it to make certain kinds of videos, comparisons and hardware reviews and all that sort of stuff, the only reason that I own a PlayStation 5 at all is the exclusives. It's literally the only time I turn it on at all in my own time to play exclusives. And that's not a good thing. That's several hundreds of dollars that I spend for no reason except to get access to be able to spend more money on games I can't play otherwise, that I really, really want to play. The Spider-Man games, for example, amazing. Ghost of Tsushima, superb games. Some of my all-time favorites, games I consider some of the best games ever made. And unless I paid for special hardware I do not otherwise need at all, or want, or use at all, I couldn't have played them when they came out. That's not a good thing from the consumer point of view. It is a bad thing for us, the end user, the customer, the consumer, the gamer. Choice is a good thing for us, mate. Exclusivity only serves corporate interests, not yours. Oh God, he's still going.
So as I said, I'm still processing this. I'm on my first morning coffee. But if this is true, I think it's a massive misstep. I think as a fan and a supporter of the brand for 20 years, I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into this brand over time. It does feel like a bit of a betrayal. It really does.
Mate, come on. Step back. Get some perspective on life. The fact that you feel betrayed by a corporate brand after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's your wake-up call, my friend. Brands are not your friend. They are not here to do you favors. They're not here to support you emotionally. They're not anything but entities whose only job, whose one purpose for existing is separating you from as much of your money as they can and putting it into their pockets. That's what a business is. That is the only reason a brand exists in this late-stage capitalism world at least. And guess what? When your user install base for your hardware is as comparatively small as Xbox's is right now, especially when compared to how well the PlayStation 5 and even the aging Nintendo Switch are selling, you're damn right they will be looking for ways to get more people buying their products. And guess how you do that when your product is games? You make it so more people can play them. How is this even a shock to you, a self-proclaimed Xbox fan who has attached yourself to the brand for years upon years now? Xbox have been pushing towards this kind of exact thing. Inside their own branding, they have a thing called Xbox Play Anywhere. Guess what that means? They have cloud gaming, so you can play Xbox games even on your damn phone, or indeed inside a VR headset. Made a whole video about that. Which, by the way, while we're on the subject, back on Klob, it was only weeks ago he was celebrating people being able to play Xbox games on non-Xbox hardware, and this week he's so upset that people can play Xbox games on non-Xbox hardware that Starfield might be sold to PlayStation owners. He's talking about throwing such an epic tantrum, he's abandoning his entire intent personality and his identity. That's not sane!
It does feel like a bit of a betrayal. It really does.
A bit of a betrayal, he says, as his voice cracks and his eyes flicker with tears. Mate, go touch grass! Go outside, touch grass. Do it now, please. Pause this video if you're watching. Go out, touch some feckin' grass! If you are so personally, emotionally invested in a brand of gaming console that the very thought of them making a business decision to make a few of their games work on a PlayStation console, so much so that you have to walk away from your screens for the whole rest of the day to process the news, you must recognize that is not a healthy mental place to be. You can't live that way, mate. And trust me on this, as someone with bipolar type 2, I know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to a healthy emotional reaction versus a mental health issue. And you, mate, need to invest your emotional energy somewhere else, somewhere healthier, for your own good, please. Phil Spencer is not your dad, Xbox is not your friend, and other people being able to play fun games, even if they don't own the special hardware, is a good thing for your fellow gamers. Someone who, as a content creator, as a podcast guy, you serve. You serve that audience, not Xbox. Someone called Tim Dog, with over 80,000 followers on Twitter, had a 7-hour-long audio stream on Twitter screeching, "I am not an Xbox fanboy anymore. Xbox could have killed Game Pass. Say, buy our exclusive and focus on our hardware, and that's a 100% better idea than let's kill exclusives and put a Halo on PlayStation 5. Tim Dog is so upset that a PlayStation owner might get to play Halo on a PlayStation that he wants Microsoft to literally kill one of the best things they've ever done, Game Pass. He would rather people get worse value, to be forced to buy special hardware for special games, to remove a massive library of hundreds of games in a fairly reasonably priced and popular subscription service, all in the bitter and petty and childish rage that a PlayStation owner might get to play Halo without buying more special Xbox hardware. It's a proper sickness, this is. It is a mental health issue, and people like Tim really need some help. And I'm not being snarky or sarcastic. Again, I have my own mental health issues, and frankly, lately they've been making my life pretty damn hard, and I am coping the best I can. But I am very earnest and feeling full of complete sympathy and pity and simple human empathy towards people like this, who are so personally, emotionally wrapped up in a brand of game console that they get this upset over more people being able to play the games they themselves love playing. Why are you so jealous? Why are you so petty? If you love gaming this much, if you love these specific games so much, why would you be angry that other people get to play them? It doesn't make sense, and you have to recognize that within yourself. This isn't it, people. Come on, you're adults. You are grown-ass adults. It's okay to be childish and playful and full of joy, but at some point, you have to think like a grown-up. You're people who other people listen to. Thousands of other people, tens of thousands of other people follow you people on social media because what you say matters to them. You have to be better. You have to lead by example. You have a responsibility to not teach people that silly childish tantrums like this, and investing your whole personality into a corporate brand and allowing yourself to get swept up like this is not healthy. When I started writing the notes for this video, my plan was to mercilessly mock and ridicule these people. What clowns, what buffoons, look and laugh. But the more I looked into what they were saying and how much of it they were saying and how much of their entire day they just spent screaming into the social media void about it, I still wanted to mock them because it is silly, but now I feel shitty about mocking them in their silliness because people like this are in crisis, legitimate mental health crisis. They need help. They need support. This is a corrosive way to live. It is a soul prison. It is mind rot. I love gaming. I properly love it. It's been part of my entire life, literally. The escapism of gaming, the fun, the challenge, the joy of it, the way it connects me to people when in regular, life without gaming, I have tremendous difficulty in connecting to other people. I love gaming. And I have done it, again, literally my entire life. I am 45 years old. One of my very earliest memories of being happy is gaming. Me and my trusty Atari 2600. Actually, before that, me and my cousin's Atari 2600, before I got my own. I loved my Atari. It was one of my most prized possessions. I played it so long past its, practical commercial life. In fact, my mother sold it out from under me without telling me, without asking me, at a garage sale on a weekend while I was away because she cleaned out my room and assumed I never played it anymore because it was so old. It was more than a decade old by then and well out of date. And she just sold it out from under me. I didn't even get the money for it. I was so upset about that for a very long time. I'm still bitter about it. Can you hear it in my voice? But it wasn't because it was an Atari. It wasn't because of the brand and this cool swoopy logo, but because that's where my games lived. And I needed those games in my life. Like, I properly needed them. It has never been about the brand on my hardware, the logo on the front. It is about the experiences. And while competition is good for progress, and I don't want, competing consoles to go away, I have never believed that games being locked to specific models of specific hardware from one specific manufacturer and brand is a good thing for gaming, because it demonstrably isn't. Monster Hunter Rise is a beautiful golden example of this. I love that game. Monster Hunter in general, actually, but I spent literally thousands of hours, and I do mean thousands, multiple thousands of hours playing Monster Hunter Rise and the expansion Sunbreak. But it was a Nintendo exclusive when it launched, and it was stuck at 30 FPS, and it was stuck at less than 1080p even. It was compromised in its experience by its console exclusivity, and not just in performance. A year after launch, it landed on PC, and eventually the other consoles too. But there was no cross-play, no cross-save. Each and every player base for that game is splintered, isolated, and separated on each individual platform. And all of that restricted and damaged the game as well. And by the time the ports came out where you could experience this amazing game in like 4K and much smoother frame rate, 60 FPS, 120 FPS, whatever, it was too late. Each island of players was alone and multiplayer was compromised because of it. And the least popular platforms that people were playing this game on, Xbox for example, you see users all the time complaining how hard it is to find matches in matchmaking on the Xbox platform. Because guess what? The most passionate Monster Hunter players already had it on Switch. That's where they lived. And when it came out on the other consoles, they were probably playing it on PlayStation because historically, that particular game series has been either on Nintendo or on PlayStation. So the people who love that game the most probably had a higher chance of owning one or both of those platforms. If Monster Hunter Rise had launched simultaneously, multi-platform, hardware agnostic, with open cross-platform multiplayer, where anybody could play it however they liked best on whatever current game platform they had or preferred, and they could play with other people playing the game, no matter what they were playing on, I dare you to tell me honestly, that wouldn't have improved the experience of that game for the gamers, for everybody involved. It would have been a better game if that had happened. Console exclusivity is anti-consumer. It always has been. It is a cancer in the industry, and brand loyalty to console hardware, to a logo on the front of a box that plays video games, is brain rot. Free yourself from it. It's not good for you. And if you do happen to be someone who is, an influencer, who has influence over other people, who other people listen to, you have a responsibility to be a better person for their sake, if not for your own. By all means, be passionate about gaming. I am passionate about gaming. You can hear it in my voice how passionate I am about this particular subject within gaming. For the sake of gamers, not for the sake of brands. They're not your friend. They're not your support system. Free yourself from them. They are doing damage to you as a person. They are making you a worse person. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say about that, at least for now, I suppose. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you as always to the patrons scrolling up above there. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, I haven't had my first coffee this morning. I desperately need it now. I burned through my entire reserve of energy right now. And yeah, like I said, I'm having a bit of a rough time of it mentally at the moment. I'm trying not to let it bleed through into the videos too much, but yeah, it's tough. So if you are struggling out there at the moment, good luck to you. Push through it. You can survive it. Hooray! Mental health issues. Jesus. Crashed out at the end there of the video, didn't I?